Welcome back, everyone. It's always a good day when you see my friend John Abraham in the studio, a Falcons legend and one that knows all things about the NFL. So we're going to start with your Falcons, and we're only going to talk about your Falcons. They are struggling mightily, John. Let's start with the offensive side of the ball, who has seen their fair share of struggles. What have you noticed with the offense and the way that they can't close out these games?
For me personally, just watching the offense lately, it just seems like they don't have that let's go anymore. You know, now it's more of like, oh, here we go. Yeah. Like whenever the offense is not moving the ball or they can't get a first down when they need a big play or anything like that. And, you know, having Penix go out today and having Kurt come in, it just felt like I saw it again.
Yeah.
Like even when I was in Berlin and I was watching them playing the Colts, I thought it was a tremendous game. I thought we had a chance to win. And then it was like, oh my God, here we go again. And I was like, right in overtime and overtime again, and then going, and it's just like, where's the let's go? Like, where's the body language of, come on, y'all, like, try to get the fans in still. Like, once you get an opportunity of the game is getting out of hand, they just kind of fold almost.
Yeah, it's a mentality thing is what you're talking about. You notice it in the body language of the players. That's something that I think was very interesting and what you noticed not only in Berlin, but in that game against Carolina. You were at that one as well this afternoon. What do you notice about the body language from the players?
You know, I don't want to like call any one guy out, but it's like when you see guys walking back to the huddle, you see guys on the sideline kind of being irritated because they're not in the game. You see guys not, you know, holding each other accountable. After you miss a catch, you don't see the guys running up and saying da-da-da. After somebody misses a tackle, you don't see nobody coming and saying da-da-da. It's more like, okay, we're used to it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you know, he's not in the game right now, so that's happening. You know, like with the cornerbacks not being healthy today and seeing how the back end kind of folded. You know, last week it was, I missed Diablo, but last week it was, you know, it was 300 yards rushing. This week it was 448 yards passing.
Yeah.
And it's like, we try to harp on the defense so much because we're getting sacks, but we're not winning. You know, you're giving up 23 points a game, but we're only getting 18. So not saying it's the defensive fault altogether. It's definitely a team situation, but you're seeing it. And when I'm a fan now. So when I sit in the stands, I hear what fans say. You know, being a player, I used to like critique them like, y'all don't know what y'all talking about. But the fans are very smart. They can they take little things that I don't see as a player. Like, why is he doing this? And I'm looking like, yeah, why is he doing it? Why is that kicker doing that? Yeah, why is that kicker doing that? So, you know, a lot of stuff like that I see, and it critiques the team a lot better than for me now as a fan.
Yeah, you're starting to learn it from the fan perspective, something you didn't do for a really long time, which I'm sure is a little bit different for you. But you mentioned the defense. This is a team and a fan base that was starving for sacks.
Yes.
Something you are proficient in, my friend. This was.
That was nice.
Well, it's true. You were very good at getting after the quarterback. The Falcons were not very good at that for a very long time. So now that they are, that kind of opens up another can of worms that people aren't paying attention to. Talk about the secondary and some of those issues that you've noticed lately.
It's just been bad. I mean, you know, I love A.J. Terrell. I think he's one of the best corners, like probably in the league. It's just the teams he's on, and he hasn't had a chance to really flourish and be that guy that I wanted to see yet. Bates, I love Bates, you know that I said, but we have not seen Bates be the player he has. And I think maybe because, and this is something I diagnosed in my head, he's got to coach so many young players.
It's true. Think
about if you're the older guy. I remember being in situations as being a defensive line, and they brought like Jamal Anderson, and they brought another guy and it was like all young guys, and it was just me, and I was the older guy, so a lot of times I'm worrying about what they're doing, and I can see it on the field. When I look at Jesse, he don't look as comfortable as he did last year or the years before when he was running around his own job. But having to worry about what this guy's doing, and being the leader and like the older guy on the defense, it'll take your like not job, but it'll take your mentality away some.
That's an interesting point, especially because he has a rookie safety starting opposite of him, so he's got a lot to worry about and a lot to coach up on the field, separate from what the coaches are trying to do as well. The Falcons can't win these close games. We mentioned that, and we saw that when you were in Berlin. We saw that against Carolina. Those are just two very recent instances of the fact that they can't close them out. How do you diagnose that? What do you think the biggest issue is?
I don't think they know how to win. And it sounds bad because it's an NFL team, but it's 5 games straight. And it's starting to get like, you know, you are what you are.
Yeah.
It's kind of like you have a team that can win in the fourth quarter. You have a team that can lose in the fourth quarter. You have a team that great at the run, great at passing. We're great at losing. Like, I'm just sorry. And I'm not trying to pick at anyone, but they just don't have that it factor when it comes to winning the games at the end. Like I said, even how their body language is at the end of the game, it's kind of like the last play when Ellis, got shook on the route. Everything was gone. Like even when we were leading this game, the whole game, and I'm sitting here waiting like, when is the up? There it goes. And you just start seeing everything going like this, and you can watch coaches and watch people on the sideline. You don't see the energy no more. You see people sitting on the bench kind of like this, and there's a game still going on. You don't see nobody hyping each other up.
It's the old adage of good teams find a way to win, bad teams, they find a way to lose. Let's talk about something that I think was very interesting when you brought it up. There is a point in a season, a lot of the times, when players start to get very frustrated. We're mentioning these body language issues that the Falcons have. You notice how they are when they're sitting on the sidelines. But now they've lost 5 straight games. They've only won 3. This is a team who was told all offseason they were going to make the playoffs. Now there's no hope of that. When do you worry about losing the team entirely?
Every loss. And with the 5 straight losses, every loss as a coach, every loss as a player, you think about something else. You think about what I could have done wrong, what this person can do right, who do we need here, why isn't I'm in the game? It's so many different mindsets going on. You got a backup quarterback now, might be a starter.
Yeah.
You have receivers that got to look for a whole different guy. Oh, I'm Drake London. Am I still going to be his main guy? Or is Mooney going to be the main guy? So all this stuff has to go all the way back, starting from coaches, going all the way up to GMs, all the way up to owners. Like, what are we doing? And with every loss, it happens. Like, I don't care what team you are. It can be a Super Bowl team. You see how AJ is kind of in Philly. So it always can happen that way when it loses.
Yeah, you've been on a lot of struggling teams yourself. You understand what it's like to be in a locker room where it's struggling. It's not fun for anyone, certainly not fun to talk about either. So, John, I appreciate you coming in as always. Hang with us. We'll be right back.